Hello, I'm Vihan V. As a transgender man working with communities across the country, I find this proposed amendment deeply concerning, especially as trans man and trans masculine identities and experiences are completely erased from this bill. At its core, this bill takes us back by erasing the principle of self-determination as recognized in NALSA Judgment 2014. Instead, it attempts to recognize transgender persons only through a narrow set of socio-cultural identities, often framed with a caste Hindu Brahminical understanding, while erasing many other diverse socio-cultural identities that exist beyond this framework. But this is fundamentally contradictory. Even the socio-cultural identities the bill refer to, such as Hijra, Kinnar, or Arauni communities, are themselves based on self-identification. You cannot accept these identities while rejecting a very core principle of self-pursue gender that sustains them. Also, requiring people to submit medical report to get legal recognition violates dignity, bodily autonomy, and right to privacy. The bill claimed to be about protection, but when we look at it closely, there is very little actually speak about protection rights. The 2019 law was created to ensure access to right. This amendment shaped that intent. Instead of expanding access and strengthening protections, it narrows who is considered as deserving of rights. It justifies this by saying few people are most oppressed and should be protected, and there are others who might misuse welfare benefits. But this claim does not hold up when we look at data. The 2011 census recorded around 4.8 lakh transgender persons in India. And we know this is already serious undercount. Yet, in the 6 years since the government transgender identity portal was introduced, only about 37,000 people have registered. If large number of people were falsely identifying as a transgender to access state benefits, which are negligible, these numbers would have been far, far higher. So what we are seeing is not misuse, but continued barrier to access services. What this amendment does instead is create an internal hierarchy within the community. It decides who is genuine and who is not. And in doing so, it divides us. More dangerously, it introduced new criminal provision that allows imprisonment of up to 5 years for allowing or forcing someone to become transgender, even though there is no real evidence that this happens in our society. This provision can be easily misused to harass and target transgender persons, even chosen families, and especially those who support them, like including NGOs, CBOs, and activists. Even the very socio-cultural communities and support systems such as gharanas, deras that this bill claimed to recognize and protect could be put at risk under this clause. Transgender men have always existed long before the law has recognized us, and we will continue to exist regardless attempts of erasing us. The only ask we have to this government is to take this bill back and keep Transgender Protection Rights Act 2019 as it is.